The following feature has been rated G by the Motion Picture Association of America.
What's up, guys? Jason, No New Age Revolution. Up here for the rare occasion of filming in the house. Right? Upstairs. Not just in the cave, upstairs. I don't know. Can you see the boy over there? Where are you, Liam? Give us a wave. Oh, there he is. Watching some... What are you watching? The Nerf people on YouTube? Anyway, we've got the house to ourselves, and so I said, I'm coming up here. I'm coming up here amongst all the Christmas joy to talk about the movies that I and the family watch at Christmas time. It's a simple episode. We're just going to talk about the movies, and I think everybody on the YouTube is going to make these kinds of videos today, but, you know, you guys are always interested in what I do, so I'll go through the movies that we watch at Christmas time. I'll divide them. Well, no, I don't have to divide them. You know why? Because let's just do it. First one I need on a better format. Because all we have it on is DVD, and I'm pretty sure that that's all they make it on. Now, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Curious George, A Very Monkey Christmas is probably one of your better Christmas movies. Yes, that's Liam waving his Kleenex. He's a bit under the weather today. The other one's watching from the gallery up there on the stairs. Hello, how are you? This is actually one of the better Christmas movies. I'm not kidding you. Liam, when he was younger, would love Curious George, and we would record Curious George on PBS. You know, we would DVR it on PBS, and at one point, you know, the DVR back then would hold, you know, unlimited things. I think for Time Warner or Spectrum or something. We had probably 50 or 60 Curious George episodes that were saved because he would watch them over and over and over and over again. Didn't matter if you saw it. Then we're watching it with him, and he's watching it in the middle of the morning when I'm, you know, half asleep on the couch. And you know, this Curious George stuff was just osmosising into my brain. And then, you know, the whole household became a fan of Curious George. The cartoon is really good. And there's been movies, of course, and there's a Halloween movie that we watch every year. And there's a Christmas movie that we watch every year. We've already watched it this year. We're probably still going to do it again. It's very good. It's very good. This is a extremely wholesome, good cartoon. And it's a good movie. Premise is, of course, you know, George, the monkey, is trying to communicate to the man with the yellow hat there what he wants for Christmas. George, if you didn't know, can't speak English. He's a monkey. And so he draws the presents that he wants, and he gives the drawing to the man, and the man can't figure out what he wants. So, you know, the whole cartoon is about the man trying to figure out what his monkey wants for Christmas. And it's great. It's just great. It's a great cartoon. We love it. I don't think we'll ever stop watching it, regardless of the children's age. I think it's just a tradition that's locked in. Curious George Christmas. Keeping with the animated theme, of course, we watch the original. It's called the Rankin and Bass presents the original Christmas specials collection. Yeah, this one has 5 holiday favorites. We've got, of course, Rudolph, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Little Drummer Boy, and Cricket on the Hearth. Now, we typically only watch the 3. We typically only watch Rudolph, Frosty, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Have we even watched Little Drummer Boy and Cricket on the Hearth? I don't even recall us ever actually watching those. But this is a nice little Blu-ray 5-pack. They did just come out with a 4K set of this. I don't know if the 4K set has the Little Drummer Boy and the Cricket on the Hearth. I don't know if it's a 5 set or if it's just the 3 movies that everybody watches, and of course the ones that are featured on the cover and I don't know. I've never seen the other two. I don't know why we wouldn't just watch them, but we don't. And the Frosty the Snowman, Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph are the ones that I remember airing on CBS as a kid. I don't remember. I don't. I don't know. I was going to say I don't think I remember Santa Claus is Coming to Town, but I do though. I do remember it. I just really remember Rudolph and Frosty as a kid. But watching Santa Claus is Coming to Town, sends you back in time. You're like, yeah, I definitely saw this as a kid. I don't know if I'll pick up the 4K set. It's really primitive animation anyway, and the Blu-ray's okay. I really can't imagine the 4K being all that much better and being attacked by dogs. So we'll probably stick with this. I don't need to get that crazy about 4K stuff. I don't know. So this is always on in the house. Again, keeping with animated thing, one of the best movies right here is the animated version, Illumination's The Grinch. This is so good, so good. We love it. We watch it every year. It's just so good. In fact, we have started decorating with Grinch more and more. So at some of the Christmas stores that we go to for decorations, the Grinch stuff there's always a ton of Grinch stuff, and we've begun shifting over into getting more and more Grinch Christmas decorations because we just enjoy it so much. In fact, the other day at Walmart, we picked up like a 6-foot stuffed animal Grinch that was only $30, which is crazy for a 6-foot stuffed animal. I don't think it's 6 feet. It's probably, is it taller than you, Liam? The Grinch?
Yeah.
Is the Grinch taller than you? No? Don't come through with you being sick. Because you got your hand in your pants. You look a mess. You got a cold. The people don't want to see sick Liam, especially with his hand in his pants. I don't think you can put that on YouTube. But we love this. We love the Grinch. You know the story. I mean, come on. In fact, we don't even really watch the original TBS How the Grinch Stole Christmas with that classic song. We don't even really watch it. The kids don't seem overly interested in it. They prefer the full length movie. So we watch that. Of course, we're going to watch the live action, the actual movie, the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Also fantastically, wonderfully great. Jim Carrey is, I'm not gonna say one of my favorites, but I love Jim Carrey, and I'm always open to be entertained by his shtick. You know what I mean? If you've seen one Jim Carrey performance, you've seen them all, except a couple of the serious movies that he did. I don't care about that. But, if you've seen Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura and, In Living Color back in the day and any of his stand-up, it's all the same. And so when he's the Grinch, you look at it and you go, that's Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey and doing the Grinch stuff. And it's great because when I watch these things and I know the comedian, I always wonder how much of this just flowed from him ad lib. How much did he improv? I'm sure there was a script, obviously. I'm sure there were lines, but did Jim Carrey throw in some of his own stuff during some of these scenes? Has to. You got to put in some of your own stuff. Again, the story. It's great. I love it. I would get this on 4K if they have it. I don't know. I gotta check. I like the green case here for the Grinch. It's cool. So there's our animated movies that we watch. Liam has yet to see this, but I like to watch it sometimes just by myself. It's a little too cheesy for their mother to add to her, but I will watch Jingle All the Way. I think it's a classic. Arnold is still pretty great in this. The kid is good. Sinbad is tolerable. I don't like Sinbad. I think he's just kind of like too much. But he's okay in this movie. Who else is in this? Isn't Tom Arnold in this? I think so. I don't know. And then James Belushi. Phil Hartman. Yeah, Phil Hartman, James Belushi's in this. How can you not like something with Phil Hartman as the snarky neighbor? I love it. And it's a toy movie, right? The father is on a quest to get Turbo Man for his kid for Christmas, right? And it's just good because he's Arnold and he's, Arnold. I don't do Arnold voices on this channel, by the way. That's a big no-no over here. Some of you know why. We just finished this. We just finished this this week, and we started Home Alone 2, which is not so great. I don't remember it. But then putting it on, I'm like, whoa, this is an exact carbon copy of the first movie. But this is Liam's second year watching Home Alone. Finster, the 6-year-old, you just knocked this out of the park. What'd you think of it? Good. Lots of laughs. We laughed and enjoyed the robbers, the wet bandits getting smacked around by Kevin. What I did, as I'm a cynical adult now, a judgmental, cynical adult, I get so annoyed by Macaulay Culkin in this movie. I just think that he was probably one of the most difficult people, just, arrogant, annoying little kid in this movie. And probably as he was filming, he was probably like, only green M&Ms in my trailer. I don't know. I could just see him doing that. He got too much too soon, just elevated his head to the moon. And I could imagine him being difficult. But it's still Home Alone, and it's still wonderful. And we're a bit of a Lego family sometimes, not so much. But they did come out with the house, the Home Alone house Lego set for $400. So I got the Steel book, which is kind of nice. Yes, they have it on 4K. No, I don't need to upgrade it, but we got the Steel book from a couple of years ago, and boom, Home Alone. We did watch Home Alone 2 last night, but that's not included in the movies that we always watch because we just started watching it. It's a Wonderful Life. Yes, of course. This is one that the children's mother and I will watch. She has gotten away from it for the last couple of years because she thinks it's too sad. Okay. I just like it because Jimmy Stewart is an anomaly. He's a subhuman in a good way. Probably one of my, probably one of the people that I like watching his performance the most. Jimmy Stewart is a performance. He's just a complete ongoing visual and auditory hodgepodge of brilliance. How about that? I think that he is great, and I think his delivery is great, and his character is great, and his movements are great, and his stutter is great. I just love him. And also, this is from a different time, and I like to pretend that I live in a different time. You shouldn't. I think people are going to get weirded out by you. You should. Yeah, there you go. I like to see this. Would I want to live in the whatever decade this was made, the 40s or whatever, or whatever decade it's set in? It was made in 1946. So, in what decade could it possibly? It's set in the 10s. I assume it's set in the 40s. Would I want to live back then? No, I'd be dead by now. But I would like to. I like to relive it through movies like this, and this is a good one. Is it sad? No, I mean it ends. It ends well. Nobody dies. It's okay. Don't spoilers or anything. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. You can kind of wrap the modern mind around the stuff that Jimmy Stewart was going through, and some of the thing that he was about to do in the movie. You can certainly bring that to today and mental health and things like that. But that's not why I watch it. I just love it. It's a great movie. This is a 4K movie. They do have this, and I will get it very, very soon because I want to see black and white in 4K. I want to see this movie just pop it in black and white on the screen. Of course, probably my all-time favorite is a bit of a tie, but I would say this one just for, oh boy, they might start doing stuff to each other. This one is just nostalgia's sake, my favorite Christmas movie, A Christmas Story. Yes, this is also on 4K. Yes, I will pick it up. But for now, I've got the Steelbook. I don't know if when I get the 4K, I might let this go. I might give away the Steelbook because I don't want two of the same movie in the shelves because I'm going to end up having limited shelf space. So I will gladly. It's only if the 4K comes with the Blu-ray, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation did. So I assume that Christmas Story will. If it doesn't come with the Blu-ray, I have to keep the Blu-ray because I don't have 4K players on every TV. But anyway, Christmas Story, hands down. So many memories with this. I would rent this during the summer when I was a kid. I would rent this during March as a kid. I would rent it whenever and watch it. It would get me ready for Christmas. And then at Christmas time, you didn't need to rent it because it was on and still is on 24 hours a day or 24-hour. It's on for a 24-hour stretch, Christmas Eve through Christmas. So now that I'm up here, you can hear all the noises that happen. The floor, the dogs, they fight. The children are down with a sickness right now. Ooh, down with the sickness. So they're not acting like animals, but the animals are acting like animals. Nothing more special than sitting at your grandma's house on Christmas Eve, throwing on TBS, and watching multiple bits and pieces of A Christmas Story. You didn't sit down on Christmas Eve for an hour and a half and watch the whole movie. You watched 17 minutes of it, then you went to dinner, and you came back down and you watched the next 43 minutes of it, and then you listen to some Christmas music, and you turn off the TV and come up here with your family. And then later on that night, as you were falling asleep, waiting for the big guy to come, you watched more Christmas Story. All night. I loved it, right? You love it. You want to smell it? Go ahead, smell it. There you go. Christmas Story. Yes, National Lampoon's Vacation is on the list. I just forgot to grab the movie as I was sitting down making this. So the 4K, I have the 4K of it. I showed it to you. It's in the other room. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 100% on the list. Absolutely. A shocker for all of you. I can't stand Elf, and it will literally never be viewed in our home. I don't like it. And I don't like how it has skyrocketed to everybody's top of the list. You know, we've been dealing with classics for decades, and suddenly Elf gets plummeted. That's not it. That would be dropping. It gets elevated to the top of the list. Nothing against anybody who likes it. It's just not for us. We like this. You know, too much is changed and questioned, and it's just I don't like it. We do. We'll stick with the original. And I know it's huge. I didn't like it when I first saw it, regardless of having kids or not. I didn't like it. I just thought it was just too much of a representation of today. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting too deep about it. That's the movies. That's a stack of movies. That's what I do. For you, I pull out all these movies, and now I've got to go put them back in alphabetical order, but that's okay. That's okay, because we got to make the movie. We got to make the show. All right, that's it. We will see you all soon. Wrestling with the Past is coming up, and I'm going to go take care of the sick kids. A good night now. Oops, that was. I just shook the camera pretty good there. Look at that. Whoa, that's not what the people want to see. Look at that headband. What are you doing there? You look like the brother from Goonies.